Welcome to the program. My name is Dr. Mankota. You are watching the TPN TV and radio network coming to you live from the United States of America. Today we get Dr. Sylvia Blyden. A lot of you know this woman. It talked away from Freetown. Dr. Sylvia Blyden is somebody we now one of the icons there, especially women's in politics na salon. And we bring Dr. Sylvia Blyden today as we are all been the requests for make her bring come na the program. And because last week we talked about why Dr. Sylvia Blyden go to court for the APC, the way the leadership they do within the APC, and it also include the PPRC. Dr. Blyden, thank you very much for coming to the program.
Yes, hi Mankota. Thank you for having me on your program.
All right, Dr. Blyden, first, we want to start with, I know say you don't need the introduction when it comes to social media, but for the sake of people, then they say, we don't have this woman. Can you just give me a synopsis of who you are?
Actually, I think you said it all, that I don't really need introduction. And since we get a limited time today on the program, maybe we can just go right ahead. I don't really think so for waste time on doing further introductions again. I don't know how you see a number.
Oh yeah, that's wonderful. Then that's why I also want for make we go right into the issue here. Now we get a lot of things for discuss today. Now the program will go one for spare 1 hour of your time for make we discuss, because so many things don't go on social media about you before you even go to court with the APC, the relationship with Anes Baikoroma and other members of the leadership of the APC party. Can you tell we viewers why you finally decide for going to court?
Well, you know, say really then get something where they can see we case in a court. You got to be very circumspect. You know they go into about the issues. Otherwise, they can consider that like will be contempt of court.
Yep.
Because the reason why I make person they go in a court, because the person get belief say something there where the court will able to give me solutions. If they go to the court, you trust that the court supposed to be able to give you solution. And once you don't care the thing go front the court, you have to be very careful how you can discuss it now in the public. Because the court can take an like for say, well, what you can before we for this is a contemptuous behavior. What make you come before we? Why you not go react unlawfully? Why you can't front the court? Because you respect the court. So if somebody don't respect the court and I don't care 102 paragraphs plus 25 prayers go front the court, then I can begin discussing about it can be misinterpreted by the court. So I'll be very careful how I answer. But having said that, what I can say and safely say is that the All People's Congress Party currently they under a very, very serious existential threat. What does that mean? The party they under the danger of having exposed itself in such a manner that people can come and interpret that this party are the way this party don't expose itself. It don't go against the law, and the way we go against the law is for face sanction. And that sanction they can end up to be a permanent ban. So one of the reasons we make are going to court now for stop that from happening. And so without I not go into the merits of the matter, all I would tell APC people them is, and see the matter they front the court now, they will respect the court. When I don't read the affidavit, when I don't read the prayers, that one is out there in the open. When I read them, and then I'll see what the next the court will do.
So there are people within the APC party who say, well, you don't need to go to court because, number one, you probably don't talk this with the leadership so that the leadership will able discuss any discrepancy where you get. But going across is just like trying for derail the peace way the members of the party they try for do. What thing are you take on that?
Well, that's so true. And I feel say everybody we're honest, we're genuine and honest. They know how much I don't work for this party for more lost election. Anybody honest, we're genuine. We just not have a hidden agenda. They know how much I don't work for this party. So they know that there is no way on earth I will just grab and go court. If Anomi don't reach a point where the leadership not they listen anymore to the danger outside and they carry the party go. When I see the danger outside and they go, and I see further steps they will need to take away, if it's more dangerous, I decide to say, no, it's not going to save this party. One thing I can't before the people are going to wreck we complete in a manner we will not go able to save we safe further. So for anybody to say why you not mean talk to the leadership, I think I'm only a hypocrite trying to say that. Only a big hypocrite. Because everybody knows that I was talking to the leadership for over 2 years and they talk to them. And why I still say they're not for listening and the danger, people can't sit down just know we can't share with them for another party again. I make us say long go before. And as I said earlier, as I talked before just now, I see the case in a court. Don't see how the case go. So someone go understand such things.
Yeah, so for people that want to understand this danger way pending the APC party, tell me exactly where this danger come from, and now from what part now with constitution where you see say not I'm talking about the national constitution where you see say or even the PPRC rules the way you see say the APC is going towards doomsday. Now, whose law way you be afraid for say we are almost in contravention of the law?
Quite a few of them, not to one. And as I said, the matter is in a court, so I'm not able to go into much details.
Yeah.
The only nine danger, yeah, the one we get for do with the Sierra Leone Constitution, when our section 35(2). That is the most dangerous law. We get to step up very fast for make sure that we save the party from that. I see somebody do a tweet. Then this, I think yesterday or today, where the person they say, well, if the party don't begin conduct democratic elections, that means to say any tweet they don't do in the past not count. It's an unfortunate reasoning. The danger where they face the party now, the danger born out of steps then we don't take already. And you can't overturn steps already taken just like that. The best solution that the court therefore give that solution, they very fast, very quickly, so that we can get it back to track.
So what in section 35 where they talk about what it is say? Because for we not to legal people there.
Section 35(2) basically. When they write the Sierra Leone Constitution 1991, you see me, I don't take on politics. Me not a newcomer. I don't take on politics. We don't go out on one party days. We are there. And I was there in 1991 where the people of Sierra Leone insist. They therefore put that section in the Constitution we will make no party ever again. You get one person becomes so powerful, or get one committee, one central committee becomes so powerful that it will override the wishes of the rest of the members inside that party. So now that made them put that particular clause there inside section 35 to say no political party not for exist unless it conform internally to democratic principles. So the end of the danger there. But if the one they will put forward as leaders, if they make mistake, or if they don't go do things then we don't expose you to risk, If we serve the rest of the APC members then, we continue for support waiting they do. If he camp in the future, and the one use that law then, the one thing we then go say is that nobody not in complain, nobody not in protest. Everybody may agree with this illegality on unlawfulness when they go on. But if they see now there's a resistance, that there was a resistance, and there was certain steps that certain people they ask for be taken, because would I get political party? Not for the leadership, that the ordinary man and woman that they get political party. The ordinary supporters, they say grassroots, and a lot of people then can misunderstand what they can mean when they say grassroots. They can just assume so that the people already don't know the grass, that means that the people don't need the waka pan at the grass. No. Grassroots, the emphasis is on the roots. The roots. The people that when they get the party, now they get the roots of the party. These are the ordinary people. Now, if these ordinary people, they cannot stand up and say, well, we not believe in this type of way, that this other type of way where the Constitution say now believe in, then they can use that against me and say, well, the one old party are not fit for exist anymore as political party. I hope they get what you're trying to say.
Yeah, definitely. We got one viewer now YouTube where they watching our YouTube. Isela ask you whether the APC is a democratic party or not. This now Peter Dauda from YouTube.
The All People's Congress na party we don't exist from 1960. And Mr. Peter Dauda, one thing I can tell you is that the reason why I make them form the APC, that because the people that we form them, the forefathers, the founders of the APC, they may believe in democratic principles of one man, one vote. Ordinary man forget the same voice for influence in society as that other man with land book. So now standing into all the forefathers of the APC for come together and form a party called the All People's Congress. So the formation of the All People's Congress is based on democratic principles. And then for even strengthening with democratic principles, we get the leader of the APC, the late President Joseph Saidu Momo of blessed memory. President Momo, at the time when the entire Africa, almost all of Africa, get a lot of one-party states then, he see the wisdom for say, they give people them multi-party democracy. So the APC was the party that brought democracy, multi-party democracy, back to Sierra Leone. So everything about the APC, from the formation to the restoration of multi-party democracy in Sierra Leone in 1991, is all APC. So to answer your question, Mr. Dauda, yes, the APC is innately, how the APC denominates by itself, innately a democratic party. But unfortunately, we get some people that we don't hijack the democratic party and want for turn them some kind way we not to that will party there for. And this is why we, the ordinary members, can therefore stand up and make sure say the world knows that the APC is a democratic party where they follow Section 35(2) of the Sierra Leone Constitution.
So I got Alhaji Mamadou Kamara where say make I ask you why now? Why are you going to court now?
Well, if you look at the papers that are filed in a court, you don't know why now. Anybody who looks at the papers that are filed in a court, because the papers are out there, you don't know why now. You're not going to ask me why now, because the papers speak for themselves as to why now. So what I would tell that gentleman is, go get the papers, they're out there, everybody don't see them, 102 paragraphs, affidavits, and 25 prayers. Go read them. The answer is there. Don't come on social media and start asking why now. Because clearly you don't read the papers there yet. You just be out there to be listening propaganda. Then they cost here. You just don't listen. My advice to you is go there and read the papers. then you will not come and ask me that question, why now? Because the papers answer, why now?
So there are people on social media where they talk say you come into this with this decision because it emanated from after them put you in jail. The APC leadership do what they're supposed to do as a party for make them able for rally around you. Maybe now because of that grievance way you get, and that make now they go after the leadership. Is it true?
But there are two different issues in one again. Not rallying around the comrade. Now, one issue was completely different from exposing the party to existential threat. So we not see how they connected the two. You not rally around me when you need for rally around me. Now, one thing, you expose the party to existential threat where they might come and ban we, are completely different things. So me not usually they come out connecting the two. These are two different issues. They're not even diametrically. They're opposed. They're so different. They're not even connected.
So what's not the relationship between you and your former boss, Dr. Anespai Koroma?
Well, for now, he's what you call the de facto chairman and leader of the APC, which means he holds on to the position in tenure done. The actual tenure as chairman and leader done from, I think, 2017. But then they do something very illegal with the manner in which they extend their tenure. So they extend their tenure and they continue this extension till up to this year. They extend them back again. So for now, in our what you will call it de facto chairman and leader, and me a member of the All People's Congress. So for as long as Ina the de facto chairman and leader, and Mina a member of the All People's Congress, there would always be a relationship there. But if tomorrow he stops being the chairman and leader of the APC, then that's it. There's no relationship, nothing.
Okay, so Lucretia writes, he said president has all the powers. They don't listen or do what is in the constitution. So whatever courts you go to.
Sorry, say that again. Sorry, say that again.
Lucretia writes now YouTube. He said president has all the powers. They don't listen or do what is in the constitution. So whatever court you go to, it depends how the judge see it. So do you think, because I know say you get for go back now court, they be postpone them. Do you think the judge get for give you this request where the request say you want for make the change the constitution where they don't approve in place of the 1991 constitution, which some of we not even read or know about. So what's the type for talk about? What's in the end game here? We actually the type of get.
I'm a bit confused. It's like they talk something about some Lucretia.
Oh no! I just read waiting one of the viewers, some of the comment the way they come na YouTube and Facebook na that they read one Lucretia ban na in name that one them. In the comments, he just more. He said the president get all the power, so it doesn't matter who side you go, and they don't do waiting the constitution want them for make them do, so then get the power. So yeah, go ahead.
Maybe I'm not getting you too well.
It is not a question.
About the current president.
Well, I think they try to talk about Ernest Coleman, the chairman of the APC, probably now that one they try to talk same. Some they know they do waiting the constitution say. So I don't know waiting in the try. I just read waiting it writes. Then I decide for ask you a question. Waiting at the end game here. Do you think the judge go able grant you wish for make you go ahead and try for nullify the approved constitution and replace it with the 1991 constitution as you wish?
Well, if I attempt to answer that question, Dave, I would border on contempt of court. Because I can't come and talk about waiting I feel say the judge for do or waiting the judge not for do. Waiting I get, now waiting I feel say na a strong case. But I want people to understand something. What are we doing right now on this case? I carry this case, go to court, and I ask the court, say, I want to move an application because I get issues them with connected to Alfred Peter Conte in case against the APC and the same set of defendants them. I said, so I want to come on board with million issues them where Alfred Peter Conte in case not handle. But it's important for me the court go better come to a correct judgment if they listen to me and bring me on board for come inside this case. But before I try for do the what you call the application, the other side them, which is the lawyers for Anet Baikoroma, the lawyers for Usman Fode Yansane, and the lawyers for the party in interest, as well as the lawyer for Alfred Peter Conte, that's the 4 different lawyers. Each of them raised objections, and the objections them were mostly technical objections. In the case of Anet Baikoroma, new lawyer, if they were the thing the way I put what they allege inside the affidavit, it said it's scandalous for somebody who don't be president of the republic. So therefore pull out command of the affidavit before the case proceeds, before they begin listening to me.
Okay.
Then the other technical aspect them about how you present affidavit and how you present notice of motion. These are technicalities and back when they object to where the way I present them are not signed naya, are not print naya. So for that, then they object. So now on that point where we there now the judge adjourn for give ruling as to whether therefore allow me to go ahead and make the application for be added. But unfortunately, the judge may therefore give long adjournment to November 5. And why he may therefore give long adjournment? Because the second defendant, when Alhaji Usman Fode Yansane, he may supposed to be in a court for can explain certain things then. Unfortunately, he said he no well. He go for medical treatment. So because he not been well and go for medical treatment, he may be out of the country, he say he go Ghana, he go on conference, and then after the conference he falls sick, he may need to get medical. So because of that, that makes the judge give long adjournment to November 5. He said that they will allow Alhaji Usman Fode Yansane for don't well, if you don't healing, if you don't better, you don't do medicals, and you don't come back that day. So now that's not the long adjournment for this case until November 5. So now November 5, now we will able to know whether the judge will allow me for move the application for ask for be added to the case. So what we did so now, we not even move the application yet for the judge for take a decision. You understand?
Yeah. All right. So a lot of comments and don't come, but I just want to tell the one the way they watch we and the list we back on the radio, please, especially the one the way they na YouTube and Facebook, because then they get the chance for same comment. Please, when you send comments, you get to be civil because this now a national discussion. We don't kind of can begin tell people then who then call no not to that one. If you do they kick you out of the broadcast. You know go watch we at all, and I no go allow for make you send comment. When I see what thing they go in America now, way the same party right now, the Democrats, they are arguing against each other. But you know, see somebody begin to tell down, they say that down, no down, they now this program here will not tolerate that at all because it's not a solve problem at all. So let me ask you one very very important question, and I want to make you.
Dr. Mankota.
Mm-hmm.
Before you go further, I'll let this point we just don't bring up. You see, I'm not in talk to just anybody. I need to talk to just any media house. I talk to credible media houses. And I believe, say, you are a very credible media house based on waiting for the feedback what you're hearing. But if I can find out, say, they encourage offensive and foul attacks on a person that you, either the Facebook page or the YouTube page, and they delete them, I would stop this interview immediately.
No, down there, until you not even see.
Let me land. Nobody comes to a media to receive a barrage of insults or to receive offensive attacks. So if you're not able to control them and delete when they attack, unfortunately, I will just stop the interview. I'm very sorry, but me not see what is in the right. But whatever it is in the right, if you're not able to control them and delete them, I would have to stop the interview.
All right. Well, yeah. Actually, now one person I just try say Sylvia increase. That's all he say. Now I make immediately they tell them say we not can for them kind of thing then they. So we come from who can learn from Sylvia your side of the story. Now una been tell me last week say bring Sylvia let them carry your side of the story. And that's not a decent democracy with the practice. Now, sabi we na this program, we not tolerate any indecency at all. So that one they no more. Let me ask you this question, Sylvia. This is very, very important. A lot of people then they say you na being RUF sympathizer, and this don't persist for. I know say you've been trying for explain that na AYV or so or SLBC. I don't know, but you've been trying for explain that. I want to make you tell me, just continue. Why you've been stopped na SLBC or AYV, where you've been explained because I know say they're not being give you chance for make you get the clear picture so that you will get your side of the story on this particular issue. So tell me exactly, were you a member of the RUF? If not, why people then they insist say you na being RUF sympathizer?
Well, the first answer is no. I have never been a member of the RUF. And the kind of character where I make up of, not a character we will ever be a member of the RUF. So that's not just a falsehood, complete lie, complete rubbish, complete malicious, evil, wicked, cooked up allegation. The second part is, why don't they do this? The answer is simple. Dr. Mankota, you just have to look at me for the last 30 years. I'm a woman in the political field in Sierra Leone. And I don't survive and successfully maintain my stance as a woman in politics. Standing tall, getting accolades, being loved by the ordinary grassroots members of the APC and Sierra Leoneans in general. A lot of people know that the recipe for the presidency we are the seek, because eventually I want to be president of Sierra Leone. They know that the recipe where they cook right now for become president one fine day. It's a fantastic recipe, and it will eventually serve me the presidency if God bless my ambition. So they are the ones coming up with this, because some of them also want to be president. Some of them are brand new politicians and just come. They don't understand the game. They are moved by the, the cheap popularity where they find themselves in now. And they see Sylvia as a threat. So they cook up these allegations. And then they feed the allegations now to people. And because, when you tell somebody, say, Sylvia, that they inform RUF, that they begin RUF, that they mean blah, 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 then a bush cut and blah, blah, you associate me with something like that. Somebody will elect me naturally. He will begin asking himself questions. Say, this woman will elect, the owner, the owner, me RUF rebel them. But that's not when they do that. Simple. I have never been RUF, never connected with RUF, no business with RUF. You even look at the timelines, you look at the period involved, you know that there's no way I could be an RUF member. But in the flow term, because the vast majority of young Sierra Leoneans, them, they're around 1991, that's 30 years ago. So man we old 30 years, I don't bomb Pekin Sef. In Pekin Sef, no media around. In Mama Sef, no media around. So now they come with these allegations for confuse people. That's all. They just want to stop my political ambitions. They want to stop my political strength. I am a very strong politician in Sierra Leone. Take it or leave it. So, and they want to destroy that.
So, but you said you had conversation with the former president of Nigeria, where you na the middleman between Omrigoli, where na the spokesperson of the RUF at the time, and Obasanjo. And is that the only relationship where you establish, or it's more than that? Because you also talk same, you even flew to Lome, or when then go sign the peace accord. You've been there, something like that. Can you explain? Let we understand exactly who side that relationship they stop.
My friend, I can assure you of one thing. I was never a member of the RUF. I not ever sabi RUF. I know that name. I not sabi. You hear these names. I never knew who they were until 1999, when I was contacted because people they may know say are close to Obasanjo. I've explained the story. I don't explain the story, but who na SSBS, SSBC. I don't explain na AYV. And since we get like a 1 hour, I don't want to waste time. They take me time, they explain. But what I can tell you now is that, first of all, I was not a middleman, because a middleman, like a mediator or somebody they pass through. I'm what you call conduit for the peace process in Salon. What is a conduit? When one person no wants another person for getting direct line, and that person they can able to provide peace for Salon eventually, I become the conduit where become get access to the president of Nigeria. That 10 days, I get in direct line. It was a blessing from God. I mean, a blessed person. I have been divinely chosen for this country at strategic points in time. And that particular same day, I mean that the person where God blessed for be the conduit for allow Omrigoli for get access for talk on the phone to the then president of Nigeria. And I don't explain the circumstances, how that they come about, the coincidence of it, the divine intervention, how I come out one side, I old book na me an, after they reach one particular junction, I get phone call. I don't take all my time explain, and people that can possibly go listen the full explanation at SLBC and AYV, the explanations are there. But the bottom line is, I have never been a member of the RAF. Now, I want to know what thing really caused this war. What thing really motivate Sierra Leoneans for going to bush and become what they are. I want to be president of Sierra Leone, and if I want to be president of Sierra Leone, I would want to know what thing are the motivation will make most man decide they're going to bush, turn to the animal, then we then turn to. So on that regard, you have an opportunity for know these people, for talk to these people and understand why would you guys do something like this? And the chance comes the same way then go sign the Lome Peace Accord. I flew to Lome of my own accord. After the non-war the negotiation, in fact, I even missed the flight that the next day I reached after the non-sign the Lome Peace Accord. But I went there and I had to talk to these people. I need to know what thing they motivate to them. And I tell God, thank you that I'm able to meet with them people here, talk with them people here, and it empowered me for understand so much about what thing motivates them for take up arms and go. That was like almost 10 years before I actually meet them. So if anybody they say Sylvia was RUF, now lie the person they lie. If anybody they say Sylvia na the conduit through which Salon gets peace fast, the way we get peace fast, now through the person they talk. If anybody they tell you that Sylvia was used by God Almighty for act as the divine conduit for provide connection between then President Obasanjo and Omri Michael Goliwe, Mindonde in the process for he was the RUF representative. That's not true. But anybody that tell me that Stephen I'm RUF, Stephen I'm rebel, Stephen I'm Air Force, not lies. These are all lies.
So I get for go back na the comment section, but I want for bring me commentators them. I get Mr. Baibure, who they call Salinjai. We also get Mr. Abdul Fonti. Let me start, Mr. Baibure. If you get question, let me just limit the questions then, because I get more things the way I want to ask Sylvia. So now the first time this week and at this program, so we want to take advantage of we asked a lot of questions we are done prepare. So Baibura, you get any question for Sylvia? Because you've been there last week, that broadcast day. So and I've been promising I bring Sylvia. Now Sylvia is here. What is your question?
Thank you, Dr. Makota, and I want to say good day to listeners.
Hold on. Sylvia, Derry.
No, I'm not hearing that. No, I'm not hearing you. When they talk.
Hold on. I make sure say when they talk, they Bible, go ahead.
Once more, thank you, Dr. Mankota. Thank you, listeners, and I want to welcome Dr. Sylvia to the program. Not forgetting my colleague commentator. What me want to say is the partnership of who join the existing courts within a case within a court. I say the motive now for save the risk would they tap the party. It refer to an aspect of the constitution where an arguable quote. What they say is, he said the current leadership of the party, now they don't put the party in short in that jeopardy and that trouble. And he say he try for make he say something, say because one man or a group of people or a particular aspect of the party or organ become more powerful. And there is a constitutional provision in the 1991 constitution who forbids it like that. I just want to refer, if Dr. Sylvia go agree with me, say the constitution where the current leadership of the party where they use Inca 1995, the National Constitution 1991. The 1991 now allow the 1995 Constitution for exist. If so that 1991 Constitution, one of the Sierra Leone government allow the party for exist, and there is a default now that party that constitution there is a provisional constitution where that will exist, but the 1991 allowed the party to exist. And I believe say the doctor believe I understand the 1995 constitution will give the current leadership of the party so much power that they get election clause, where the infamous clause who don't can't try for pull now. In office say if the president use for appoint or do selection, is it not within his own constitutional instrument of governing the party, and that it is a legal function the leadership perform?
Okay. Give Chancellor your answer. Dr. Sylvia, go ahead.
First of all, what's that gentleman the name? Do I just ask him?
My name Baibure.
What's his name?
Baibure.
Mr. Baibure waiting.
Well, na cyber in China, so we call him, but we call him in nickname na Baibure. Just call him Baibure.
Okay, that's fine. Mr. Baibure, I want to tell you, say the question where you just asked. Now, one of the most intelligent questions where I don't ever hear it from maybe Stagaya begin. Your question encapsulates a lot of issues there. And I want to tell you thank you, because you really don't ask a question with very pertinent. And I will use this opportunity today. I feel so happy to ask you questions, because I can't use this opportunity today now for tell Sierra Leoneans then what happened 1995. You see, people don't realize that the 1995 to 1996 election, that is the electioneering, re-registration of parties, say to the elections of himself in February 1996, They were not conducted under the 1991 Constitution. This is what people need to know. Those elections, those new registration, re-registration of parties, because we think it happened. They mean therefore re-register all the political parties again. The APC, the SLPP, the PPP, the UNPP, every single one of them, because the NPRC military junta, and I want people to listen, this question where Mr. Bible asked, it's a very important question. It encapsulates the entirety of this mess we found with us. In 1992, when the military came and they overthrew the Joseph Saidi Momo-led democratic state, because from October 1, 1991, until they overthrew the APC in April 29, 1992, Sierra Leone was under the 1991 Constitution, the Democratic Multi-Party Constitution of 1991. In April 1992, when the Sojamande overthrew Momo, they suspended the 1991 Constitution, and we were no longer under the 1991 Constitution. We were being ruled by decrees. How the Sojamande wake in the morning, that's how the country they go. If they wake in the morning today, they want to do this, then put decree. Decree number so. Decree number so. Then announce the decree. So in the case of registration of political parties in 1995, the Sojamande put a decree. If I can remember, I think the decree for the registration of political parties, I think it was decree number 13 of 1995. I don't remember offhand, I don't guess, but it was a decree of 1995. And that decree there, then produced their own Sojaman way how to register party. Now, Dr. James Jonah was the then head of the Electoral Commission, when at them that time they get duty for register parties. If we now look the 1995 APC Constitution, you will find out saying that 2 things they call convention for get a constitution there. There was the first one where they do under the Soja Decree in July of 1995. James Jonah refused to register the APC. First of all, they normally expect in the wildest dreams the APC will can register. When the APC then came with the registration for register in July 1995, James Jonah refused to register the APC. Why? Because that thing that the then de facto leader of the APC was President Joseph Saidi Momo, and he was in Guinea. Now listen, this will not understand this issue. President Momo was in Guinea, and he was with other people in exile where say the new group where we can register this APC back again, they are not recognized. So then they sentenced James Jonah, and James Jonah refused to register the APC in July 1995. When it reached the deadline now for registration, now coming to December, and this is a part of the thing about putting on the court papers. Now, my grandpa of blessed memory, Solomon Pratt, brilliant lawyer. Now, me, now the person where is sent for good type, that thing where on the see right now front the 1995 Constitution, what they call preamble. Now, me type them for them. My grandpa, I mean, get for find the legal wording where forget James Jonah for register the APC party. But the party was registered as an interim constitution. It came with an interim 1995 constitution for first James Jonah for register them as a temporary constitution under military rule. These are all facts. It was not under 1991. So the correct constitution, the 1991 constitution, we will get under President Momo in October 1991. That constitution what we use for conduct election 1995, 1996, what we use for register APC, and what we use for go into election, now under NPRC military decree by Bure, not to under 1991 constitution. So it mean left to we now as APC party. When they restore constitutional rule back to Sierra Leone after the military don't hand over to Tijan Kaba, after the war made done, it means left to we now as APC, the owners of the APC, for go back to a democratic constitution, we have the 1991 constitution. So for answer your question, there is no way the 1991 constitution ever gave credibility to the APC 1995 constitution. Because the APC 1995 constitution was drafted, drawn up, registered by the MPRC military junta and not by the 1991 constitution. So Thank you for your brilliant question, and I hope you don't understand the issue now.
Well, now you were supposed to thank for answer this question, because we are members of the APC party, me, Baibure, and Mr. Abdul, we all are members of the APC. But what did they talk so some of we not even know about that until today. And I hope same this now a learning moment for me and Baibure. Before we go to Mr. Abdul, Baibure, I want you kind of 30 seconds for make you just respond quickly. Hold on, Baibure. I think hold on. I think okay, go ahead. Okay, hold on.
I think I don't benefit from watching Dr. Sylvia say, and I don't learn something will be missing why I've been a follow up. Of course, Mr. Bidena Salon, now so it happened. Say the 1991 constitution was suspended, and there is no way again for bring them for can't use them for register political party. But all along, I missed that point. I want to tell the doctor plenty thank you for bring this. I mean the clarification.
No, definitely. Mr. I learned a lot. Thank you, doctor. So, Mr. Abdul. Okay, you said you get about a minute. Now we just wait and call and quick because I get all that things where I want for ask the doctor. But I want you this. Hold on, let me bring you in. I want you this opportunity for ask you question. Go ahead.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Sylvia and Mr. Baibura Saiba. What I want to know no more, with all due respect to the doctor, Dr. Sylvia Blyden, I think say, let's go back to somebody sent a comment, and with all due respect, I think the one way people on Facebook where they ask Dr. Sylvia Blyden, why now? And it cannot dodge him. And also the one where you ask him directly, waiting in relationship with the leader and chairman and informer boss. Respectfully too, it dodge him by just giving that answer that well. By virtue of her being an APC member, me, you, Naya, and Cyber, we just have to have a relationship with Dr. Aneskroma. And that is really not the question where you be the ask. But every APC member is going to have a relationship with the leader and chairman. I think it's more than that. So what I want to know no more, like with Dr. Sylvia Blyden been a child for explain to we that even though he try for differentiate and say imprisonment by Mother Bio, where the party no do what he been they expect, perhaps has one or two things to do with the crusade way they do so now, for lack of a better word. Though he try for explain say these are two different things, but perhaps the ordinary Abacha street woman will not sabi read and write or understand as so eloquently Dr. Sylvia Blyden explained, especially this 91-95 constitution, in the look at her differently and in the look at her as an ambitious presidential candidate in future differently. So I been really want, I mean, for them, his sister, then the way they said, let's the doctor go inside Panam small, because do they have a professional relationship with Aneskroma or not? Because if we go back to the Sylvia where Aneskroma bring into office, I mean, yeah, she may have been famous before, but I equally think her being a religious person, she will equally agree that Aneskroma bringing her into the government make her even more popular. I mean, so
All right.
Who's relationship with them get? Hold on, let me finish my quota. Stop this, please. That
Yeah,
one and two,
we are
and
very out
then
of
two.
time.
Hold on, my quota. Wait, I'm being very professional and respectful here. Allow us to talk.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm
we
not
don't
going to
want
take all the
time
time.
again.
And also, why now is Dr. Sylvia Blyden say like this thing where they check now court so with all the brains where as a member of APC, you Makota know, Mr. Cyber know, the APC is not short of people in the caliber of Dr. Dr. Sylvia Blyden or even more than her. We not see this clause, this problem where Dr. Sylvia Blyden say, oh, now this reason make I want save the party from let a court in Sierra Leone not go ban this party. It's Dr. Sylvia Blyden telling us that in are the only brain in the entire establishment of the APC, where I believe say you have lots of them that they not see this problem. And if he don't see this problem, I see eloquently put even this constitution. Why all this time, raise them up? And why in are the only person they come up with all the brains of the constitution, like we reference in Uncle, in Grandpa, and you have the likes of that like Dr. Black Conte and others.
Mr. Abdul, let me give you a chance for make doctor go ahead.
Are you hearing me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay. You see, there's quite a lot way you don't ask. Not to one question, you ask quite a lot. Let's start off first with popularity. My friend, I don't know how much really you know about me, but it's very unfortunate for you, for me, for listening to what they say. I've become more popular because of an Chroma bringing kind of government. I disagree. In fact, I vehemently disagree. I also believe, say, taking up appointments and Chroma in government actually reduced my popularity. It was a sacrifice I make for can serve, subsume my own ambition, subsume everything and put her under a process of assisting the then leader of the APC for achieve what I feel say he needs to achieve by helping also to protect his flank. It is absolutely not true for say a benefit in terms of popularity because Dr. Anes Microma bringing kind of government. No, I disagree. I lost popularity. I lost a lot of support. Because whenever an unpopular decision is taken by the government, that's when if a Deniaram as part of his staff or part of in cabinet, it rubs off on me. And while a lot of people then may they shy away from defending him, I was one of his principal defenders. So when I can't defend them and promote them and protect them, I lost a lot of friends. I lost a lot of popularity. So I disagree complete. It means that you don't even know me. Let's tell you to the 2012 elections, I brought my popularity to those elections. I brought a chunk of Sierra Leoneans when you don't get belief in me as somebody who was straightforward. I brought them on board. And that is why 2012 elections were so easy. After Charles Magai, they don't move out from the coalition. After the PMDC, they all may don't go back to the SLPP. I know the popularity I brought in 2012. Nobody no need for tell me. So I'm sorry, I vehemently disagree saying an Chroma can give me popularity. On the contrary, I lost popularity because of that.
Okay.
Secondly, you say, they expect the leadership for do when they arrest me. Me, I wish him for say, waiting we all they expect the leadership. Because not just me. I don't know what part of the world you did, my brother. I don't know if it's in America you did, or it's in London. Or
It is America you did.
I don't know. I don't know. Okay, if you do America, because myself I sat in America and I got a lot of political experience also in America. It's very unfortunate for you for the stock lecture. I mean, one grain you get that expectation, say, as a woman of my standing, not just any ordinary woman, a woman of my standing in this country, wicked like that, and my political party did nothing. No other country that will happen in all race process. So for you for say what you minimally expect, I'm surprised because I don't think any civilized country, any civilized leadership of a political party today, you said even an ordinary woman said, you see and so, they would put out a statement to condemn, let alone a woman of my standing. So for you to say what you minimally expect, like me, one woman expect to have been protected by my leadership, it's unfortunate.
Okay.
I wish you had said what you.
No, Makota, for the record, I don't mean Dr. Sylvia. Hold on. I need to clean up this here. Hold on, Makota. Wait.
Mr. Abdul, you know they hear you. Hold on,
Okay.
wait, you talk. I will give you a chance from here you talk what you get for talk.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
You hear me?
No, they hear you now. You know they hear you, Mr. Abdul, because the sources not be the same.
Okay. On the aspect of say I balance the question. No, I not balance the question. One, I'm very much conscious of time. Say you don't a last meeting at a 1 hour program. And as I answer the person, the filings, the court filings, they're public documents now. It's in a social media. Anybody read them, you go see, for example, who started the protest inside the court documents about certain things that will just happen when they all catalyze me for going to court. It's in the court documents. So anybody will take me. Because you know, people are for taking time. I'm not sure 102 paragraphs to Boku. Agree. But for make somebody really understand the issues, go read the court documents then first. Read them, understand them. Then you can come and ask, say, why now? In fact, you're not going to ask, say, why now? Because the answer then are the court documents.
All right, so
the relationship with Dr. Sylvia, I don't know. Sorry?
Yeah, no. I've been just want to say, okay, let me give 30 seconds. Make say what you get for say, then we'll move on.
No, I like always the issues. Them, like the last issue now we say about the relationship with Dr. Ernest Baikoma. I don't know which answer again my brother may want me for give. Because that's the honest answer I give. But it's like you not like that answer there. Because I don't know the answer again for give.
Okay.
Dr. Baikoma is the chairman and leader. Me na a member of the APC. Dr. Ernest Baikoma is the de facto chairman and leader. Me na a member of the APC. So for as long as he's the chairman and leader, and I'm a member of the APC, there would always be a relationship there. If he's no longer the chairman and leader, I would still be a member of the APC, but then there would be no relationship other than he is also a member of the APC. Finish. I don't know also the answer I gave my brother may want for me. So sometimes better. But that's why they don't think I may answer well.
Okay. Now we give you get 30 seconds, Mr. Abdul. Go ahead.
Well, thank you, Doc. Dr. Sylvia, now you don't answer that question, but you know, say initially that was not the way you put it, like we put it now. Now this is perfect. But I just want to clean up this before you go. Maybe in the language where I use when I portrait or for then I apologize. I don't mean for say you say that question where you say me say wait till the party. Now somebody been sending a comment where Makota read. So now that's not my been say the person say, are you doing this now because of the position where the party been take where the government arrest you wait till they not do? Perhaps not the way I put them, but it didn't come from me directly. And just quickly, Dr. Blyden, I read the newspaper where you been even put online where you and Capscano been a comment, been a compete on that. Where my nephew Abdul Fonti been a be editor. Abdul Fonti and my nephew, and I told you this when me and you meet now Amsterdam some years back. But I'm not going to go into detail with the conversation where me and you get now Amsterdam day. No, sorry, now Brussels. I take that by Brussels. So let you understand that. Myself the I call her myself they follow the politics of Sierra Leone, and I get blood relatives there where we all in at the party. So if I need for talk, maybe I want to get information about you or somebody, I can easily pick phone. I call Buya Kamara or Frank Agbo, any other. These are my blood relatives, just for you know. We say, oh, you don't know me. I may not know you well as a person, but I know say you're not a politician, you're not an editor. I mean, you're not a publisher. Sorry, not an editor. You're not a publisher, and I've been a read your newspaper. So now that I want to clarify.
All right, thank you very much. Now, before we go to Bashiru, Doctor, there are other comments, a lot of comments. Not all comments I go able to read, but I go read if the one way you want for the one we need for comment on it, I will give you a chance for make a comment. So I will start with Kebe Content. Kebe Content say, Miss Blyden, more people are falling in love with the APC right now. Why can't you guys come together to save the people from the too much suffering in the country? Trust me, majority of Salon man, then they fall in love for APC, right? Please, you guys need to come together to save the people from this sufferness now we country. You want to say anything? Or I move?
Nami there?
Yeah, I don't know if you want to say something. I can move ahead and read the other one because I don't think so. The person just give a comment. What if Sylvia is wrong to say that the APC is a democratic party? Will she stay or will she leave? So you know the comment where Peter Dowda been talk earlier. So I think that a follow up he give because where you been say where you be asking if the APC now democratic party, you say yes. Now he say if what if the APC not a democratic party, if you go still stay or you go still leave? Go ahead, Doctor
Okay,
Sylvia.
so you want okay. First of all, to my brother Kebi Conte, Kebi, nice to see you online. I want to assure you, say we all want to win the next general election. Don't mind all that talk when they talk. How na the SAPC they use me. How na Mother Bio they use me. You fly me go America. You appoint me as Minister of Information. These are all propaganda for derailing the attention from the seriousness of what we they try to say. Trust me, we all want to win 2023 elections. I want that so badly for the APC to come back to power. But we not go ever able to come back to power upon a bastion of hypocrisy. If we team up and tap a hypocritical platform, we don't kind of power because we don't be hypocritical to one another. So until such time as we left this hypocrisy and we tackle the issues, then when we see Bangba they want front, we all see them, but people are just turning a blind eye, they act hypocritically. We not go progress. The fact remains there are challenges and there are serious existential threats. We go now, say we reach a point and say, well, there is no more APC in Sierra Leone. What we go do? If now we step as a party members there, now we step cause this for happen to we say, what we go do? Then, secondly, the other person will ask me, say, if I find out, say, the APC not a democratic party, I not think he understands the answer we again. Because the answer what I tell him is, I said the APC is democratic. The formation of the APC, the foundation of the APC is innately democratic. President Chaka Stevens was SLPP. A lot of people do not know this. The founder of the APC, the first leader, president, will bring APC kind of power, Shaka Stevens. He was an SLPP minister for 7 years. He was an SLPP minister for 7 years. Now, the way I see SLPP, they run undemocratically. That makes Shaka Stevens say, no, we cannot continue like this. They left this nonsense. And eventually, he formed the APC. So everything about the APC was formed on a democratic basis. So the party of INTEF, innately waiting for us, now on a democratic platform. So waiting with the struggle now for bring the party and make sure that the whole world, including the law court, no say this party is democratic. That's the problem.
All right. So before I go to I continue with the comments, let me give Bashiru one. Bashiru, you get question for Dr. Sylvia Blyden. 1.5 minutes.
I got a question, but also mostly comments. Dr. Blyden, one of the fans that we lost, we take that position. So when this man is, they say your popularity now because of that appointment, then I agree with you, not really sabi you, because if you know you, say your popularity actually has nothing to do with that appointment. Like, if anything, we lost some of you because we see how strenuously they defend that government state, and sometimes when they do such erroneous and just things are very hard for defense, you will always have to defend them. So some of we have been fans actually look the other way because we were fans because of integrity into politics, into salon politics, the way you call ball and strikes, being truthful to the politicians, them always hold people accountable. So some of us was very hard for see you go take that position. There, not because of course you were at APC, everybody knew that, but to take that position there and continue to defend that government the way we defend them. So it's sometimes it's very shaky when we hear somebody they make recipe all the time, or the only people them in APC or we make them Dr. Blyden.
Okay.
The truth is, there's a lot of great people in APC, and I, for sure, I will applaud you in holding this stance. Some of these things in our political parties need to be fixed. Both parties, the major parties, they run as if it's not with the rule of law. The parties, the structures of the parties, it's at the whim of whoever the leader at that time. And that is not how parties need to function. It has to have a much better standard. And that goes by what is the Constitution? What is the Constitution? How strong is that Constitution? So I totally agree with you in holding.
So Bashiru, what's in your question? Because of time. So
my question will be for Dr. Blyden is waiting. I know because we know we caught there. We know say this is just judiciary in a salon. They're very flaky. We get a timeline. Election they come soon, and we see how they drag case for so long. What is the game plan here if the court decides to just drag this stuff going close to election? That's my only concern about it. Is the judiciary take this case and use that politically for hurt the party? Not really come to a decision, but drag until let's say close to electioneering time. And,
okay.
Attack the party with them.
All right, go ahead, Doctor.
Okay. Let me first of all thank you, Mr. Bashiru, and I will ask Mr. Mankota for your number. Mr. Mankota, you're going to give me Mr. Bashiru your number at the end of this program.
Okay, I will. Bashiru, Lagian, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you give me. So since I'm not lost as a fan, I go run for come bell and back, like I can be a fan once again. So, but anyway, now on a serious note, the only people that we don't delay this case in the court, and it's by Kurma and Usman Yansane. Nobody else. Not the judiciary. Not the judiciary at all. The only people that we don't delay this particular case in the court, and it's by Kurma and Usman Yansane. They have used all types of tactics to delay the case. And when they delay the case, then they benefit. What do I mean? For as long as the case delayed, they're still there as de facto chairman and de facto secretary general. If this case they may allow, like where after Peter Conte may file to January, the case come up February. They allow this case for go on without all them boku technical objections, all them boku applications for make them can go na convention. Like we don't done with this case. April not me for meet this case. These are a very simple case for court. April not me for meet this case. But now Dr. Anesbai Koma and Alhaji Usman Yansane, now then they delay this case. Take for example what happened the last day we go na court. The judge will don't give order. Say Alhaji Usman Yansane for dinner court. And I go to the court. The send message say yes, in go international conference where in decide to line doing medicals they wanted. So they allow the court adjourn for long so that we go down in medicals. So who does delay this case? Are the judiciary? Are the judge? No. This is a simple case, and I shot it so that judge want where the case be done fast. Because the whole world not go. You as a judge, you not go want make them give you bad name saying they delay a political party, a very powerful APC political party, then case ready front. You don't want that. But then two people had to delay this case. And why did they delay the case? Because it's beneficial to them. Then do it with the NRM then case. Then delay and say because In the process, they entrench themselves because when you delay the case, now you see that de facto chairman, now you see that de facto secretary general. So the more they delay the case, the more you get control and command of the party, the more you entrench yourself inside the party. So not to the judiciary, I am sorry. It's very unfair for me to blame the judge, that the judge will delay this case. No, not then they delay the case. Sometimes November 5, people will go to the court. Sometimes I excuse will come. I don't know, but no what.
All right.
But I don't think it is the judiciary.
Okay, Dr. Sylvia, now I'll ask you two questions. I know say the time we've been saying 1 hour, we don't go 1 hour some minutes now. But I hope say you don't mind because at least now your brothers then are the diaspora they talk to. So
I don't mind.
Okay.
No, I don't mind at all. I just will appear in another program later on this night, but I don't mind at all. Let's just go ahead. I mean, as long as you guys can have me on air, I'm all set. I don't mind. Go ahead.
All right, thank you very much. Now we know say when you been be as minister, there were some problems between you and your deputy, we cause for Launa the fire on all two. Tell me in a brief summary what actually happened. Why that commotion there and we will end up for leave the ministry.
That thing was just politics. As I say, I get a shining star. They like him, they don't like him. I have a shining star. For somebody for these 30 years in salon politics, look at me. 30 years now, and I'm still standing strong. It shows you I have a blessed shining star. And what happened when I got to the ministry, there were people there waiting at the government with them they scared. They feel say, I get me presidential ambitions now. That is immediately. I want to run in 2017, 2018. So they had strategies that they put in place for neutralize the efforts as a minister. I'm not going to go into the strategies that the end effect of what we now see was just part of the strategy for get Sylvia Blyden out of the limelight and get their way and be what they want to be. But it's unfortunate that the political party, because even now, this current government, we will observe politics and governance. You don't begin to see the same thing with some ministers there right now. You don't begin to see the same thing with some officials there right now. Those where they feel say this, you want to succeed, Mother Bio, they don't begin set there. So this happens, and that in summary was what happened at the Ministry of Social Welfare.
Right.
But despite all of what they did, as they talk and clearly, categorically say, I was able to overcome so much challenges for the ministry, so much challenges. I can reveal and today for the first time say, the first year I was going to the ministry, my budget for run the ministry. They're not giving me 1 cent. They frustrated my efforts so that I could not function. The civil service, the Ministry of Finance, there was so much frustration of my efforts there. But I was able to overcome a lot of it. And I even end up, they use more money from me, pocket. I know it sounds so strange for me to minister with, they put in your own personal money for one ministry. But I did that because I wanted to prove that I could run a ministry in the face of so much challenge. Look at the records are all there. And I go shock. 1 cent not give me for one ministry of social welfare. But my water set, go and meet the staff, they don't get water when they use for wash there. The staff, they don't make the run. Then I begin to say, how the staff can they manage? Water not there. You go between the legs and the town with water bowser for can supply water at the tank. For can supply water at the tank, I mean they pay the water bowser from a personal fund so that the staff can get water for what they have. So it was a challenge. It was not easy because people did not want me to shine, in summary. But I thank God, thank you, despite all of what they did, the records can be intact. And up to today,
okay, so
yes.
So I therefore can challenge you, hopefully. But before we do that, tell me about at one time when I don't know in a WHO or some organization give you money for America, you go convince the Sowe them bundu initiators them for America, you go talk them for America and stop the FGM, and you refuse for do and they even give, I don't know if now $1 million for making you able to spend that within the ministry as you like, which in my own opinion It's a technicality for say this that you bribe or something like that. So tell me briefly about that. Why you stop that?
Yeah. Thank you for that question. It's a very useful question, and I'm happy that I'm able to spend time on it tonight. No, not in WHO. I mean DFID. These are the British government.
Okay.
The DFID may get working with the UNICEF, United Nations Children's Fund. They may get this $6 million. I come and meet them. They don't virtually write this project, everything. But when I look at the project, first of all, I hear like somebody may ask you, oh, now you want to, now you get sense pass all man at the party, now you want to see this senior way nobody not see. Well, I'm not going to get sense pass all man. But one thing I will say is that God gives me a gift where I be able to see what a lot of people are not easily able to see. It is a gift from God. I get the gift of discernment where I'm able to discern a lot of things where other people are not able to discern fast. Two things in the way I'm able to discern very fast as minister. The one we get to do with one project for the 3 Mano River Union countries then. In an Africa Development Bank may support for finance. The way how they write the project, nobody pick up the nonsense they may write. Now a project will ever start the way they may write them. So everybody does a clamor for this money, let the money come. Until I took my time, I kind of also read the project and I see, oh, this project cannot be implemented. And that's when the Africa Development Bank starts to redo the entire project again. This was my discernment were able to pick up for save a situation home for don't go far, we can meet a bottleneck. The second one, now this one where I can't talk about, this Bondoma one. When they give me this project for read, before they give me a for sign, because they say, oh, everything's already, doctor, for just sign no more. For just sign no more, the ministry, they can get $1 million from this money. Anything you want to do with this $1 million as minister, now you decide. Just sign no more. So I said, no, me not just a sign. Anything before I sign my signature for read them. So I took the document home that weekend day. I read them carefully. When I read this document, I can't see say this is a very, very dangerous document where it might set this country on fire. What do I mean? I can't pick up say this document, they write them in such a way for incite the women of Sierra Leone against the then APC-led government. When I read this thing, me own common sense, we were a Creole, most Creole not they join Bondo society. But me not the type of person where, because I want to be president of Sierra Leone one day, I don't spend a lot of time, they learn about other people, then culture, where not to Creole people them, so that I understand their culture. I don't just grab and say I want to be president, I don't understand their culture. So I don't understand the culture behind the Bondo society, even though I am not a member, and my ethnic group not mixed from Bondo business. But when I read this document, then they ask the government of Sierra Leone for collect money from the British government and use that money there for begin pay religious leaders them in the name of the government of Sierra Leone. So they're going to pulpit and preach against the Bondo society.
Wow.
I say, I cannot be a part of it. They say, oh, doc, no one will manage the situation. $1 million for we in the ministry, $1 million for we. I said, this is a dangerous situation. Why do I say this? Me know of situation the way religious leaders them. For example, I give one example. One particular case in Bonds, where a reverend go preach in a pulpit against Bondo society. And the end effect was so dangerous and so damaging. I'm not going to run this program. I said, so with this knowledge we get, you want me now to replicate such an action across this country? I said, no. I said, what we can do, we already don't get a foundation where the so where the non-promise we say, they will work with the government and protect the girl picking them. So no girl picking anymore than they go capture them, then go force them for become initiated without agree. I say, if the so they don't promise with this, we can build on this. Then we build on this. I would imagine that we forget a dialogue on this. The reaction from his suggestion, immediately he make a catch-up waiting they go on. A catch-up say it was part of a regime change agenda. These people, they are deliberately trying to get the Ministry of Social Welfare for do things that will make the women then go up against the then government of today. And I now realize that, then, because when they say regime change, people are feeling like you just come and just go to the elections office, National Electoral Commission, and they do the regime change. No. They spend a long time studying your systems, finding out who said they were able to knock where you go lost, who said they were able to knock where you go lost. And I realized that one of the things they want for doing is for make APC lost by getting the Bondo woman and for rise up against APC. So I team up firm against that for defend the party in governance. And that in summary is the story that. So they came with this money so that if I'm in big eye, I want got $1 million for Ministry of Social Welfare. Anything I want to do, I want to travel here, I can just take from that 1 million there. I want to do this, I want to take from the 1 million. I can just write any kind of project to my user. I could have done that. A lot of people would have done that. But me look the bigger picture, waiting for beneficial, we're going to make we don't know and not rise up because the day you lose, the day you as the government lose the women.
And I understand say,
and
I understand say your deputy even being get some problem with you because of that, right?
Well, my deputy not in this program, and if you notice, I try not to talk about them because if you find out you asked me the question the last day, I just balance them. Since you're not in the program, I'm not going to talk about them because they're unfair.
All right.
They're not there to defend himself.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
I would say that one thing I would say is that I knew that the decision I took back then was the correct decision for the government of the day. And if I am in that position again, I will take the same decisions all over again.
Okay.
For me, protecting the girls is my priority. Insulting the woman, insulting Bondo woman, not a priority for me.
All right, so that's okay. Now I can't challenge you. Now AYV, they asked a question about the diaspora, dual citizenship. You said something where I disagree with you totally, but I want for we'll get a dialogue on that before I let you go now. Why you think say the support for make the diaspora they able to get the rights for make they able to contest for positions as alone? Why?
Oh, my dear Dr. Mankota. Okay, I will never say the diaspora are not supposed for able to come and contest because me self na diaspora I'm day, not forget.
Exactly.
I was a diaspora in America for many years. And I come out, I can lead the young people's party.
And I was talking about the dual citizen.
Okay, so not just the diaspora, yes. So I'm not going to ever say the diaspora are not supposed to come. One thing I say, and I'll clarify them carefully here. I preface and forth with a statement. There is something known as national security. That is the security of the entirety of a nation. Mm-hmm. Nobody not for joke with that thing there.
True.
National security is a thing where nobody not for joke with in this world. It always should be priority, the national security of the nation. And you have to so protect the security of the nation that any side where you see a possible threat to the security of the nation, effort should be made to protect and close any such loophole. Now, if I don't say this, like can out to you the issue it is. You're the American and possibly you're an American citizen.
Yep.
Me, what the American? I turned down the pathway to become an American citizen by turning down my green card. I have all the correspondence, everything. I turned down the green card because I didn't want to be an American citizen. And why did I not want to be an American citizen? Because I have always had presidential ambitions. And if you have presidential ambitions and you take the oath of allegiance to the American flag, you have now disowned your allegiance to Sierra Leone. And this is not just some kind of thing where you just say. Now, an oath you take. You take an oath. Say that loyalty I get to Sierra Leone before. I don't want them anymore. As from now, my loyalty now to America. What to show an oath say? Are correct or are wrong?
Yeah, they don't talk about loyalty in the state of America, yeah. Especially when it comes to things we for defend the United States of America.
Yeah, so you people, when I don't take an oath, say if you come, issue there between America and Sierra Leone, first priority in America. Now that's the oath way you don't take. Your first priority is the United States of America. Secondly, the oath one that they take. Una talk say if the United States of America at any point in time, he call on you, he like we say he done at the world, he call on you, he said do so and so thing for the good of the security of the United States of America. You are obliged to do it. That is the oath you have taken. Now, fast forward to Boris Johnson, the Prime Minister in England. This is a man who is an American citizen. In America, he born. So because born in America, he's an American citizen. He not take no oath of allegiance to America. So he not get no oath where they bind them to America. But it happened for born in America. So if you born in America, you're an American citizen. This man travel with his wife and in picking them for go holiday. Now listen to this talk. He traveled with his wife and in picking them for go holiday. He traveled on his British passport. When they reach America, in wife get British passport, in picking them get British passport, in self get British passport. When they tap in name and their system are one of their citizens, instead of get American passport. You know what they do? They say you can never enter America with a British passport. You are an American citizen. You're not a transit through here. You're not going on holiday. Unless you use American passport, you not go ever enter inside America for transit to this holiday. You wife can go, you picking and can go. You not go ever able to go.
Okay.
And now that's the one.
Okay.
They refuse for Mexico. This is somebody when a government official.
Yeah. Okay.
If they can do this to somebody they ask me if they can do this to somebody as powerful as Boris Johnson, the Americans they can say we have such control over you. It not take no oath of allegiance. Now, Una wants we to expose the Sierra Leone national security to a situation where if you can be president of Sierra Leone, you Dr. Mankota, and you hold that allegiance where you don't take oath to American government. And there's a security issue now between America and Sierra Leone. Our president they under oath to be loyal to America. No, it's a security risk.
Okay.
So I am saying if you want to come and contest, you should be welcome, but you for disown that oath first.
Okay.
In other words, that oath where you take,
right.
you're not loyal to Sierra Leone. Own the oath and then come and contest. There will be no national security issue because you are a Sierra Leonean.
Okay. All right.
You cannot allow sensitive government positions to be held by people who have taken an oath against Sierra Leone. That's my issue.
Okay. Let us start with the national security we talk about. Dr. Sylvia Blyden, I believe say one of your studies where you do basic studies now computers, right? Internet, not so. Can you?
I think they are not studying. I mean to teach myself.
Okay. You teach yourself. You're not a smart person anyway. But you focus on the national security as the basis why you don't want for make the dual citizens then go contest for any position and you even talk about parliament and the minister of defense and all those type of things. If you look at the way the world is connected today, I think then thinking then during the 70s, we phone up in the alone. So, but today, I will tell you for free, Salon no get no national security where the British, the American, they don't know. They don't need for go talk to the president for make them know exactly what the president they talk about. And the internet where users self they use today, like what they talk so, who say you come out? Now from Europe. The fiber optic cable come out from all the way from Europe, it come. You know then what they come with. So there is, in terms of security in Syria, in Africa, Sierra Leone in particular, it's not a non-starter. If not the argument that one day, I think we win it on that one day. But
Michael, that is wrong, Michael. Totally wrong, though.
No, but let me finish. Even I don't, not a problem. Let me finish.
No, they have the security. It has nothing to do with internet. They have the secrets of the state. It has nothing to do with internet. So
Bashiru, waiting the woman they talk about, because the person a dual citizen, he become America, a president as alone. So therefore, if something happened between Sierra Leone and this, that person they get for force himself into America. Well, let me give you one a story about Muhammad Ali, right? You know that story there? America gets lost there. It not necessarily means because you don't take oath on so therefore America, they go just force you for do something. No, America gets lost them within lost them where they protect the individual citizens. Okay?
But Makota though, okay, if I may, all right, as a country, like I said there, like I said earlier, every country has its own secrets, right? If you win Salon, they come, for example, they come by UN, the strategy of how they come for negotiate things. Those are personal secrets between that country, right? And sometimes not even you America directly, right?
Yeah, but Bashiru, to me, if somebody be American citizen and he becomes a president of Sierra Leone, for example, I give you an example, to me, I'm not saying you not get disadvantage, but the advantage overweigh the disadvantage. It overweigh the disadvantage.
Doc, one more question for Doctor. One more question. Very brief.
To tweak it. But I also agree, this blanket that says, oh, every diaspora can just go and go contest. I don't think it makes sense for a country. It doesn't make sense for a country, right?
What do you mean? What do you mean? Bashir, what do you mean every diaspora just they go for go contest?
Allow me for make a finish talk.
Yeah, well, you not been there allow me, so now you allow you.
Because you keep saying sure. Are you program?
So what are the time for talk about is
Can I speak now?
Okay.
Right.
Okay, what are the time for talk about is yes, there and in any situation at this world, it get advantage and disadvantage. To me, first of all, I will tell you, say most of we members of parliament or even the ministers, most of them people they pass information to the Western society. They're not all citizens, then they pass information. We know that some of we know about them. So the security of Sierra Leone is not based on whether you're a citizen or you're not a citizen at all. It depends the patriotism where you get for that country, and for we take advantage of the opportunity where this country gets, and the money how they make so. That's alone where they go bill. About $500 million where the diaspora and they pump us alone. And some of we now based on we status now in the give them big money how they send us alone for go do. So if we brothers and sisters say, well, because you don't go take vote over there, so therefore you are no longer qualified. But the person will come naturalized as alone. He get the right for make a contest for positions. I think say it's unfair to me. But she'll go ahead and I will bring in this one and we'll end up the program.
So make the point. So I disagree to a total blanket that says diaspora so whatever should not participate in politics in Sierra Leone. All right. But also on the flip side of that, I also disagree, say, diaspora can just go and contest, right? Take America, Mark will use America as an example. Even American citizen, right? For make you run for congressman, okay? Say you don't come out of America, you don't leave Salon for these past 5 years. You just come and run for congressman. It's illegal. It's not. You're not qualified. You have to actually live in that particular area or in the country for at least a certain amount of time. You have to come back and reestablish residency. Residency citizenship are two different things, right?
Yeah, but not two different things with
let me
becoming
finish
a dual citizen.
Again,
Now two different things you
because
talk so.
we're not paying attention to this though. We're not paying attention to this, Makota, and they're about to draft a law to just grant this stuff. If Makota wants to go run for parliament, okay, Makota needs to pack his portmanteaus and go to Sierra Leone and sit there for a certain amount of time before Makota can contest parliamentarian position. Makota cannot sit in America when there's time to election. Just
yeah, but sure, now two different things you talk so. That's okay, we don't have a problem with that one.
Because these are the guidelines for what is about to change.
Yeah, but you know, nothing for do with dual citizenship.
It has something. Okay, again, it has nothing to do with citizenship, but it has something to do with presidency. In America, for example, you as an immigrant that gets your citizenship through naturalization, right? Regardless of what you do, you will never become a president of the United States.
That's exactly true. And Salon, we not a naturalized citizen as Salon. We are born citizen.
I'm telling you, let me make a difference though. But you have established allegiance with another country.
Yeah,
Makota, you have.
Yeah, because Salon actually agrees. I have to. Then they allow dual citizen.
I've gone to war for the United States, Makota. So you cannot tell me there's not an issue with when you've established allegiance with another country. We have to look at these things more deeper.
Yeah, but the things that we bring, they're not nothing for do with the dual citizen. For example, the number of years where you get for going as Salon, that's not something way different. What we want to focus on? Why somebody?
Makota, then denounce your naturalization if you want to go run for president. Denounce your naturalization. So if we not fail, you don't just go win the election door, you pack you bag and run away back.
Yeah, well, if I denounce my naturalization, then definitely the dual citizen not make any sense. It not make any sense. So Salon supposed to remove that dual citizen immediately.
If they will contest for that particular position, I'm not a parliamentarian, okay? But if you go contest for presidency, I think you have to give up your dual citizenship.
That's not your opinion. Okay, let me bring in. Go ahead.
Well, maybe this is now a question for Dr. Sylvia.
Okay, hold on. Let me make sure Sylvia there. Hold on.
Hello?
Yeah, hold on, Sylvia, hold on. All right, go ahead.
Well, maybe Dr. Sylvia. Dr. Sylvia.
We'll just get 5 minutes, so go ahead.
Dr. Sylvia, don't you think that intra and inter-party fight are delicate balances in politicking to achieving your political aim to become president of Sierra Leone? Don't you think that it's better for you for make you spend more energy on inter-party fighting and indirectly defending your party will land you to State House?
Come on. We've been talking about dual citizen now. You go back to the USA. We just come on. Come on, we don't spend 1 hour on that would then call you. Talk about dual citizen right now. Bible.
Oh, that one is rebuff. Yeah. The dual. I mean, citizenship. The way I miss him, because he said there is a direct connect between myself and Dr. Sylvia. It cannot toy with the destiny of Sierra Leone for any reason. That reason for say if for pull your hand by one country, it cannot serve two masters. The Bible does not talk that. You don't go serve two countries at the same time. I mean genuinely. No, if you want to be Salon for up to that level, to be that position, forget that position. Believe me, if you get a a dual citizenship, there is a tendency to compromise your office at the expense of Sierra Leone. So as the doctor said, yes, we are all one. We can go, but on condition that take that guy off.
So
I wouldn't say.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Do you think if for example, me one for go run, if I renounce me dual citizens and I go run, still if me as somebody who not patriotic, I go still compromise me position. You don't think so?
Or alternate make a statement so. I'm speaking in the present tense. You are president of Sierra Leone.
Uh-huh.
Biden is president of America.
Yep.
Then give me gun for shoot one person. You know who now they shoot? You are a dead meat.
And I mean they shoot?
You are a dead meat because I'm carrying an American. Nada. You see, they born me first as a Sierra Leonean. Then later now, I can be an American. You know why I take that oath? And that oath day, you know what me the afraid? Now God are afraid, not to you. Now that oath day they guide me. Like so they swear me this no as president. I put me hand on the Quran. For say you they ban me, you know easy. But if you say I take oath pants on thing, I interpret to the latter.
Okay, we don't talk about this, but to be honest with you, I still stand say it is not because you are a dual citizen that they make you the compromise your position as a president or as a parliamentarian. It is your patriotism that they make you compromise them thing they because number one, whether you are a citizen of another country or not, if you're not patriotic, we don't see so many people them in a salon where they don't compromise so much that then they take money, then they go to another country. These people are not even dual citizens. These people are actually only Sierra Leoneans. We don't see them singing there. So it depends according to the person where they call again whether you're not dual citizen or not. You can still sell you security. And they tell you for free. There are people within this with government them, probably the last government too, where they are actually informants for some countries than what we know.
Yeah, but Makota, wait. But like what Dr. Sylvia Blyden say and Bashiru and Babure, name me any country in this world where the president of that country they get dual citizenship.
Ethiopia.
Okay. We sign
That's an easy question because that's the way I've been done. Because I don't say you get for calm.
No, because these things are different. It's not always about war, right? But can they charge you treason? Take Dr. Blyden. Will she be charged with treason that she took an arm against?
But she will not hear you fine. Okay.
You can
even Israel. Somebody say even Israel. Even Israel. But Bashir, before you do that, let me give Sylvia the last word for make you go. Sylvia, go ahead.
Gentlemen. I don't really. I never noticed TPN that's very fine.
Oh, so you lost. Now I could bring you down most of the time.
Honestly, today the first I've heard about it before. TPN. I know, of course, Mankota, me and on days, Farouk, the programs, the different WhatsApp group. But this is the first time, and if I would say anything, I would say because I got worried at one point in the time say, oh, people they write some kind of thing, but in retrospect, really, I had no business being worried. The program has been very professional. It's a delight to be here. And definitely, if you invite me again, I will definitely come.
Thank you very much.
Enlightening.
I will invite you back.
And anyway, I was at the spa amongst myself. Everybody get their own opinion, but respectfully disagreeing with each other. It's been wonderful. Thanks for inviting me.
Well, thank you. It's been a pleasure talking to you, and we appreciate very much. To be honest with you, you can't say some things. I'll be funny now. You picking out you want for show on the TV.
Oh no, sorry.
So you tell me today's things the way we really learn. Some of we done in our APC for over a decade or so, but some of them things the way you tell me today. Now the first time that one they end, that's now a very good benefit for we. So we thank you very much. Anytime, since now you don't understand that the culture is with TPN, a very, very liberal. We get people that win SLPP them, APC, NGC, all some people that win not even dinner party, then they always can at TPN and they can discuss, but always a very, very civil. So I thank you very much.
All right. Well, Mr. Park, thank you for inviting me. And I go left for now at this point. It's been a fantastic evening. And I go on for just using this opportunity to reassure all APC comrades once again that one, I am very, very loyal APC person. I have no business SFPP, they use me. If anything, SFPP, even one thing in this case, because they know say when I get into the case, then plans then they scatter because they have plans. And when I come inside the case, their planning will happen. So they assure all APC comrades when I continue for believing me, I'm not just going to change overnight. All the things they say about me, not so true. There is a sinister plan against the party, and God don't position me at this point in time to make sure that I work for save the APC. So when I rest assured, and now see how the case they go. I have no sinister plan. This is my party, my grandpa is sweat. My mama, my papa, they sweat on this party. Trust me, nobody will use me against the APC.
Okay.
So when I rest assured on that there's absolutely no way that I will sit and watch the APC disintegrate without putting as much energy, as much effort as I can to stop it. So on that note, thank you once again for having me, and I will speak up now.
Thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much, Sylvia. We appreciate that. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. So now let we get the 5 minutes left. Now we talk about this dual citizen because at the same we brothers them they don't actually understand the way the world done it today. People like Bashiru and the other folks, well, everybody now except me, and the one the way they support me right now, they're the one the way they watch. We get somebody talks him. Even Netanyahu was a U.S. citizen. So
Netanyahu was never a U.S. citizen.
I say somebody talk now the way they call.
Yeah, he was never a U.S. citizen.
But he been grow up in the U.S., right?
He lived there for some time, but he's never a U.S. citizen.
Okay, I go ahead and call him. I go research on that. But I know say some people, some countries that way actually the president like Ethiopia, the president U.S. citizen. But let's face the facts. Come on, man. Salon, you can't tell me say if there's a problem within Salon and the American government, that problem they would I get for we? Come on, guys.
We keep on bring America. We keep on bring America.
No, example like again. Now, one example, I can bring Britain.
No.
I can bring Britain.
Well, Makota. About 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago, there were two American couple. They were born here, they raised here. They were trying to sell a nuclear secret to a friendly country, right? They end up getting prosecuted from Maryland. Right? Mm-hmm. So, of course, born citizens can be unpatriotic. That is known. But you, as a country, the reason why, especially when it comes to the president and other things, the reason why you want to put those lines, okay, it's that certain laws will hold you, right, as a local person, right?
Yeah.
So you're a citizen for certain countries. Certain law with that country will be used for hold you. And they will hold somebody who's just a diplomat in that country. There.
I understand. That's beside the point, Bashiru. What would they try for talk here?
It is part of the point, though. So do you expect? Say we might have been in Canada. Say might have as a citizen, but the Canada. Say there was certain fracas that somebody wants to use, okay, against him. All right. Mm-hmm. Or any other president began in the past, right? There are ways you can manipulate those things to hold somebody based on your own local laws, based on your citizens doing certain things. If Makota, they do as a foreigner to America, it's nothing. But something a U.S. citizen do towards America, it's considered in a very different light. Do you guys remember this?
But I think they try for misunderstand the point where they try for work about. No, you misunderstand that. Let me get the time for make I just explain.
But you did not see the problem that dual citizenship come with a problem. You're not acknowledging that. That is the issue here. You're not acknowledging that there are some technical problems. Like
I don't see no reason in this 21st century when the entire world is interconnected, and especially Africa, where almost 99% depend on the West, and people waiting at the West then take advantage of that opportunity. Then
so then why do you need a dual citizenship then? If you decide you go this contest for presidency in Sierra Leone,
why do I need to do a citizen?
When you decide to go run for president.
Well, why I decide?
Go run for president.
Because
I'm saying if you
because hold on, you ask me a question. Because I not believe same. Somebody will come out na Kenya. It can as alone. It can be a dual. It can be a naturalized citizen. It get the opportunity for make he run for parliament, or me picking where I born in America when no one day go na salon. You understand? You know, one day go na salon, then he get the right for make it go run for president na salon. Me we born and grow up na salon and eat with that today because of the selfishness of we country, then leaders them, they make we run away we can't try for count them so that when they go help that country there, you penalize me just because I take an opportunity where they able to enhance my ability for make a help me count him. I think that is really, really unfair. That's not the point.
So how, just to kick back on your point, how can your kid that is born here, that is a dual citizen at that point, how can they become citizens really and you cannot?
I don't understand. The people that were them born here.
You say a Kenyan citizen can go to Sierra Leone naturalize, right? Mm-hmm. Is that person still considered dual citizen?
Yeah, he's a citizen of Salon, yeah. Now that make you naturalize.
And he has the right to become president.
No. In order for you to become a president, in almost all the countries in the world, you get for born at that country day. So that's not the point that the word call, but somebody when naturalized after I think 20 years, according to the constitution of Salon, he qualified for run for parliament in that country. You were born there, you raised there, you because of circumstances you run, you can't take an opportunity for making you able to get that money now for go help the same country. Then say because you take that opportunity and then penalize you. This is the unfairness what they talk about.
Let me break the two things. Let me break them because maybe we'll cross here. Okay. Mm-hmm. Parliament. The conversation has nothing to do with parliament. Parliament, I think, has to do with residency, right? That if you don't live now, you go to go run, I think there should be at least a 2 to 3 year residency in Sierra Leone before you can run. That I believe, honestly. Okay? Because if you go represent whatever constituency you go represent, that you need to be close to those people before you just come out and go take opportunity.
No. I agree with you. I don't get a problem with that.
I agree.
Yeah, me and you agree on that. That's how they. But the problem is why a dual citizen not get the right for make a run for any position.
I'm going to the presidency, right?
Okay.
I'm talking specifically the presidency, right? Now to talk specifically the presidency, not to become minister, not parliamentarian.
Yeah, but before you become a president, first of all, you get for qualify for able for run for parliament.
So why would no? That's what I'm saying. Break the two. You can the law that let me say we need to pay attention. The law that they create. So these are the debates that we need to have to make sure this is created in a way. Michael, let's say you don't go for parliamentary. You guess you do a citizenship. You don't do as long 10 years. You do parliament for 2 or whatever years you don't do it, right? You say, okay, you know what I mean? Next election, they run for president, right?
Yeah.
You have the option that if you're going to run for president, give up your citizenship in the US at that point.
Yeah, but the point, Bashir, we don't understand. As long as you now a dual citizen, now I think say the court don't rule for that.
Yes, but now that they're going to making the law itself, now like I said, we need to be careful with it. They're going to actually go write the law now.
Why for Bashiru, the judge where rule this law, he even put on specifically say, it don't make no sense for somebody who born now, grow up now, sometimes they are 20, 30 years or even more. He come out, he go with them calendar now. He go born picking in America. That picking no one they come na salon. But that picking them now, he get the rights for become president as alone. Where no one they go do. Now he when come out, he can't born this speak here. He not get the rights for even be a minister. Does that make sense to you?
No, that's why that law was nullified. That's why that particular ruling was a stupid ruling.
You agree with that, right?
That's what. Yes, that's why that's been changed.
Okay, now why we want for put them back?
Coming. No. So anytime you have when you put a law, right? This is an existing law. Somebody find that unconstitutional, right?
Yeah.
That particular law, that particular part of the Constitution, right, has to be revised to make it constitutional. Okay?
Yeah.
Because state today, courts can say it's unconstitutional, but the court cannot change the law because court doesn't write laws.
Yeah, okay? but you get it right for nullify.
Let me finish, Makata. It don't have any right. They don't get the right for change that. They have the right.
No, you don't get the right for change, but they put on they nullify them.
Again, that's what they've done. So when they do that.
So when you nullify something, is it still existing?
Yes. No. There are steps to when you handle a constitutional reform. There are steps you take to change or update a constitution. There are steps that you take to do that.
Yeah, I understand that. But for the moment,
this is illegal.
Bashiru, for the moment, the law is null and void, right?
It's null and void, but it's still in the books.
Yeah, it's in the book, but it doesn't. Nah, they call them a kind of a moot law.
You cannot leave it that way. You cannot leave it that way.
Mankota, the court does not nullify the law. They interpret the law. They interpret it.
But they say constitutional. So, for example, in America, Parliament, the Congress can make a law. Somebody they go sue. Then the court agree with the person, say this whether the law is unconstitutional, automatically that law is inexistent, even though it didn't have the book. So it left with Congress now for make it go try for modifier and make it constitutional. But unconstitutional law not supposed for be.
There are two different things.
Waiting.
There's laws between the law and the constitution. What they tried to do, what they tried to do, what they did in the books, at the constitution. It was not a law.
The constitution is the highest law of the land.
I understand that.
So this is why we need to change the law. We need just to change constitution as we go. This is why we're still sticking on 1991 constitution, because to amend the constitution, there's a more reason.
I agree with you. Okay? I agree with you.
So this was the constitution that had the error. So to change that, you have to go back into the constitution and do a.
I agree. I totally agree with you. The point.
That's what this is.
I agree with you, Bashir. I think say we lost in translation. We lost in translation, but I agree with you. The constitution is erroneous. You understand? We don't say the constitution is erroneous because it not even makes sense at all. But
so
now,
they try to go do something for amend it. Okay?
So,
May too. Nobody tell what did they get for the other they amend that, right? Yes, you don't say that, but they could amend it where it puts some restriction, even longer restriction.
That's the point. Exactly, that's the point.
It's not only for disqualify you, but they will amend that in a way where it says, Makota, you need to denounce your citizens for at least 10 years before you contest.
Yeah, exactly. So it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Right. So if that is the case, why are they taking the time for going to parliament for go just put waiting already done the day? Because then tell we say
let's pay attention. So you have to, once you say there's something wrong with that amendment, you have to amend it. That constitution, you have to amend that part. You have to amend it. You cannot leave it like that because it's still on the law. These are the problems where sometimes.
So the problem I see here, Bashiru, is the problem I see here is, let's say they say, okay, now you can be a member of parliament, but you're not supposed to be president on Sunday. Well, it conflicts with another section, I think 51 or so, now the constitution also, where in order for you to become a president, you get for be first of all qualify for be a member of parliament. So you see the complication where is still the extent.
So the bar for be a member of parliament is much lower than the bar to become president.
Huh?
So you fix that problem. The bar to become a member of parliament is lower than the bar to become a president. So what do you talk so, right? If it says to be a parliamentarian, you don't need to give up your dual citizen, right? That's a lower bar than the precedent that says you have to give up your citizen. That's a much higher bar. That's a much higher bar than the one that says you don't need them. You don't need to give up. You just need a residency, declare a residency, right? To maybe that you will run, or at least into the country, right? You can live into Salone for some time to make you able to run for parliament. That's a lower standard than to say you need to give up your dual citizenship. That's a much higher standard. So the presidency has a higher standard. So it doesn't conflict with that.
Well, we don't know it. We don't know it. In fact, we don't even know what's in the amendment when they try for puts, right? Mr. Abdul, I don't know if you want to say something.
Let's pay attention.
The problem is, Bashiru, they not even consult the diaspora about this particular what they call it. The same thing AKY been do. The same thing I been do when he been sent that would then call they not consult the diaspora when the stakeholders of this and that be the same thing. It's okay for make you would then call that because I'm not the president. But same thing you get for talk to the people the way affected when I sit down when get understanding, then you put the law, but you just to go put the law because you know what? They're really no ones for me. In fact, even right now, that particular what they call which I understand. A lot of parliamentarians then they against that. Then they against that. So probably not going even pass. But anyway.
It'll pass.
Well, hope so.
I think it was passed. What I'm worried about that it's going to pass a watered down version is what's going to pass, or one that's going to place some more restrictions.
Oh, this SLPP guy.
Using time. But I think it is passed. The reason for pass.
Well, now we hope so. Now we hope so because I know say.
My own position is I don't expect anything good coming from the SLPP.
Well, this is not a good thing for you.
There's
right?
Self-interest. Not for me.
No, not for you. I don't talk about BB. Bible say they expect any good thing from the SLPP. I say this is not a good thing. Oh.
Anything what they do now the seats. Something something they get hidden plan. I don't trust them. Then they thief vote, then they thief money, then they thief everything.
Dual citizenship. Okay, take now from you, chief minister now or former chief minister now. Dual citizenship, all these people, right? They
all get dual citizens.
They have a high interest.
They all get dual citizenship. Not so.
So they have a high interest. Yeah.
Well, not to the interest because if indeed this particular law where them take seriously, then people they're not supposed for them na government because
brother, this law was never taken seriously until your cabal APC tried to use it politically against its own people.
Yeah,
okay.
Bible and then do Mr. Abdul.
It's not the same issue.
Yeah, but okay, well, Makota, now we do that fine, but let SLPP that stop the propaganda way then they can do for saying that Madabio. No, can they play a role on it too? But just very quickly, Bashiru, I know you've been a try, Makotawe. Bashiru been a try for take a swipe at me. Probably you come on here later on. Let me just make something clear, Bashiru.
Hold on. Bashiru not even hear you. Hold on. Let me bring Bashiru. Let me bring you audio. Let Bashiru hear you.
Bring my big brother in.
Now you big brother. Now they talk so. Okay.
SLPP.
Let me just. Yeah, Bashiru. I know you've been since you are a fan of Sylvia. That's why you've been they try for take a swipe at me saying the gentleman where they say an eskuruma make you popular. Like it or not, I am not telling you emphatically and I say Sylvia not been popular. In our own small way as a journalist, and I don't know how old are you, with all due respect. But the time where maybe me by Buddha Mankot, I don't know if they are older than you, when they grow up, we don't get journalists that way popular past Sylvia Blyden, the likes of Pius Forey, the likes of Franklin Bontin Davis. Again, no disrespect to you. So if Sylvia been popular as a result of a newspaper where they run, and Eskoroma, notwithstanding all the negativity where they talk about Eskoroma before Eskoroma bring her into governance, and then he shut up, and like what be small where Sheka Stephen been there in power, where honorable and the opposed, they make you minister, they set you out. I can give you an example of that. Where some minister, during checking time, then they go to parliament, they knock their chest as they make the minister, then zip their mouth. Where they ask, they say, oh man, I be they sleep. So what I was trying to say, that Sylvia popular in our own way, but by Ernest not looking at all the negativity way in the Sylvia be they put on a newspaper by Ernest in his own wisdom bring him into the government. And don't forget Bashiru, we don't hear about even the Sheikh of Kuwait or Qatar, where can a salon is Elana Lunge and you are playing money. A check was exchanged or changed, and Sylvia Blyden wanted to talk on behalf of it. Alpha Kanu said no, you are not within that capacity. So all I am trying to tell you here, hold on, all I'm trying to say, I'm not saying it's not popular. It being popular, but Ernest actually in popularity nationally and internationally. And if he disagree with anything where this government or Ernest vis-a-vis they do, we get what we call, I think I learned that when I go from 4, which they call the principle of collective responsibility. Sylvia Blyden as a doctor and educated person, he been get the right, like I talk and this one, he lost funds for even go defend policies that were not popular. Why not resign? Okay. She should have resigned if he not been believed on that thing and day. But he had been part of that government when those decisions were made, debated in cabinet level, and he go on the year go defend them. He now been part and parcel of those decision making. So she cannot turn around now and give us the kabuki dance. And that's why some of us they try for resist on that. Okay. So I don't be the try for take like I use own. Then we don't know you. They try for take. I mean, it's okay. It doesn't bother me, you know.
You shape the video too much.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, now I will the talk. I'm sorry.
Yeah. All right.
Don't vex by me. I make the shake the video. Okay.
Okay. Anyway.
Dr. Abdul. Okay.
All right, Bashiru, you get 30 seconds. That will end up.
Yeah. Yes.
Maybe we grew up in different times.
Yeah.
Okay. Of course, you're old past me, so we grew up in different times. But I will tell you, in we young times, all they grew up, all long come of age, all they look at about to go to college and stuff like that. We'll be no Sylvia Blyden more than we know Ernest. But we'll not be Sabi Ernest yet. Okay, Ernest has been some businessman who get insurance. We'll not be Sabi Ernest. Ernest not to be a big deal. Then tell them they have first APC they contest election. Ernest not to be a big deal. If you even listen, that's not the APC man for that time. Okay, so when I say Sylvia was popular for young people at we own age who they grew up at that time, I'm not talking about people that are journalism. It's not even by her journalism thing. Sylvia was known as somebody who was critical of government, from MPRC now to SLPP to APC, right? You talk about all the software rights about Ernest. She was instrumental in 2012 attacking Mada. Okay, the person will put that blood. What's her name? Bambay them blood for Mada in 2012. Mada never defend. Sylvia Blyden at the start that attack. So not say not do something for the MEC. And a criticism of the MEC is not the government of Ernest government or Ernest in time as ruling. It's the party structure. The party structure itself has an issue. So to say agree to disagree, this I still don't do for a long time. With me, I get problem with in most of the policy we do. We just do Allah Masala, Allah Muhammad, and we move on.
Okay.
Well, one person fix the problem.
Well, first of all, I just want to thank Dr. Sylvia Blyden for kind of the program, and I appreciate all what he can talk now. Hopefully, if we come at the program, I think say elect the program now based on what he can see today. Because if we don't say we not be one kind of the TPN, maybe get some fracas. So, but in any case, come on, guys. Una no punish we because we go take citizenship in another country. It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter if me na a patriotic Sierra Leonean and I become a president of Salon. An advantage for me, not for me, for the country, because I can use me citizenship where I get an American now for make I bring things them as alone, like way other countries they do so. The world don't become now so interconnected that some of them lines and they erase, I not say there is no disadvantage, there is disadvantage, but the advantage away the disadvantage. And that one day we want. And looking at Salon today, come on. 75% of we budgets now big they go big to them people then in the first place. And we not say them big than the way they would go big, not to for go big no more than give the money. No. Nothing goes for nothing. We know say some of we government officials then they are informants for other for Western countries. We know that these people are not even citizens of another country. They are Sierra Leonean, purely Sierra Leoneans. Then they pass with anything in them. So the argument for say, national security, well, not the national security. Come on, you not beggar. What's the national security where you get? Huh? We're not a national security. We are beggars. So let's use
every country get national security. Every country gets a security.
I understand, but what are they trying to talk? Not a thing way hidden. Now the same national security. Let me give you an example. Hold on.
Somebody want be president.
Hold on. I remember something. Let me give you an example. I think in the year, I don't know if not to around 1996, 7 or so. You understand? You know, the United States been give motorcar them for na the police, na the then call them the Secret Service unit. You understand? Will not be no say them motorcar them they mean don't bug them. So any conversation where you did at that motorcar the way they go on, then they listen to that one and them. So Russia know about this. Russia call the Secret Service na salon. He tell them say, them motorcar where then give una, we want for now not use them for 1 or 2 weeks. Then una go know something. You understand? So them motorcar then take them, pack them. They not use them. When not use them, you know what happened? Then begin get call from the US Embassy. Hey, what's happening with the motorcar them? Now later now they can understand. See, actually the motorcar we are bugged. So for we national security is an open book for the West. We they use when the president want for talk to
open book.
Oh yeah.
So
when the president want for talk to the defense minister.
Make the US government would take the label for bug Sierra Leone. They don't get anything good for gain out of it.
They get good thing for gain out of it because number one, you know why?
So
you know why?
If you get good for gain, what they get good for gain is what you're trying to protect. Okay?
Yeah, well, that's the point why they try for talk about you. Okay. The point why they try for talk when they talk about national security, we're not even able for create we own communication devices. Then now other people then communication device. Me, I don't know the computer science. You understand? I know exactly some of them the way that they happen. You they use somebody in device for making communication. The topmost secret to you government officials them. The people then they listen you they go talk about with the time for protect for national security. Who's can protect that? If somebody they listen to what they talk, now protection now and they not to protection.
You go expect say, okay. Me again, I'll say this. I will not continue on this. Okay, maybe my big brother Bible will help me here.
No, Bible don't go. Myself now I can't go.
Okay. If you say you don't run for president again, not a parliamentarian. No. You run for president. The least you can do is give up this.
I can give up my citizenship. I go run for president. I still pass information. You don't make any difference.
There's no hard.
You don't make any difference. But man, you can give up your citizenship. Then you go be president, or you go be minister of defense, or you go be minister of this. They still if you're not somebody who is not patriotic, they still take them national security information. You pass on to the highest bidder. We know that. So the national security part of it is a non-starter. That's not the point that they try to talk about. It no matter whether you're not a dual citizen or a citizen of Sierra Leone, you can still betray your country. You know, to the highest level, president, you can still betray your country. So for argue say now because of national security, now you go give up your citizenship. That's not
the people inside you from you. But that not means that you go give your key to a stranger.
I can do that. Okay. If you're not president, for example, me not a US citizen, America come to me and say, hey, doctor, the next election will they help you for so thing. If me not somebody who not to patriotic, so we want this information, be rest assured, we go support you. I swear to God, if you not to patriotic Sierra Leonean way go say, you know what? My country in national, what they call it higher than me. It's easy for me to fall into that. So there is no argument for saying that because of national security or something like that. Let me just say because we're afraid. That's all.
Hey, brother, if you want to go run for president, you do a citizenship.
Let's see how things go anyway. But I just want to thank you very much for kind of the program. We can agree for disagree anyway. So we agree on that. Say right now is
I put 20,000 leons on the side for you, president. You ready for
No.
us?
No, for me, if I want to go be president as alone, already. I don't know this law where they try for put so because I don't even know what's in the way they so I don't want to argue about that too much. I believe say.
I can always use alarm say go dig and find out which are these amendments here.
The amendments.
Because now they the problem for life.
Nade, I agree with you. So I agree with you on that side. Nade, the problem.
Yes, the court does say nothing, but you get where you know. Okay, we take no America. Yeah, what the court say? You know they will go put a law say abortion. You need to do no abortion, right? But the courts allow the legislature for make them put some control, right?
Yeah.
So they can add restriction to the law. They will say yes, you would do one, but
yeah, that's fine. I agree with you. So I agree with that. I'm just talking about. I'm just saying that the argument where people then they bring let them bring another argument where makes sense, or at least where we all they see say yeah, not true. But the argument for a bigger not get secrets. Come on, we not bigger there. So
people that don't see candidates, the potential candidates, they're already afraid.
I know. But anyway, this thing already don't cool down. Now it don't come up back. But at the end of the day, hey, when the time reach, me I get for be president as alone anyway. Citizen or no citizen.
Okay.
All right.
All right, bro.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you, guys.